Hello, my name is Ewan and today I'll be showing you my new tool, PackUploader. This is a tool that I've made that allows you to quickly and easily upload Minecraft resource packs to CurseForge, Planet Minecraft and Modrinth all at the same time. I will not be showing all of it in this video, just a quick outline of it, because there is a full readme here on this page which shows you everything you can do and how to use it. So the first thing I'm going to show is making a new resource pack. So if I go into Minecraft here, I've made a new resource pack that has the old resolution as the gas textures, so you see it's the smaller gas texture size for both of them, so I'm going to release that as a resource pack. And rather than have to go to each individual website and upload it to each one, format the description for each one, I'm going to use this tool to do it for me, so it does all of them in one go. So you just download the files and then you'd end up with them in a folder like this. After you extract them, you'd want to open cmd command prompt. You need Node.js installed, that's listed in the instructions, and then you just type npm I and that will install all of the dependencies that it requires. So when I'm in here, the first thing you want to do is go to your settings JSON, and then you want to change all of this to what you want for your project. Everything here is described in the README, but just quickly you want to turn Ewan mode off. This is for handling my websites because this tool is made for me mainly. I added functionality for my website, so if you're using it you'd want to set that to false, and then you'd want to set your social media links and all of that. So the next thing you want to do is set up your authentication. I'm not going to show that because that's my authentication, but in here if you go to auth.json you can see you've got some token areas here. If you follow the guide in here, if you scroll down to first time setup, it explains here what to do to get your authentication stuff set up. So after all that is set up, let's get on to creating a resource pack. So if I go to data create, in the folder structure, that's just here data create. So in here we need to put our files for our resource pack. So pack.zip, that's just the zip file for our resource pack. So I'm going to replace this with my pack zip that I'm going to upload. I'm going to replace the pack PNG with my pack PNG. The pack PNG is recommended to be 512 by 512. For this one here it doesn't really matter because it is a pixel texture. But if you've got like a good image, make it 512 by 512. The logo and thumbnail are not required, but I'm going to provide a logo and thumbnail anyway. So let me just make a quick logo for this. So now that I have a logo, I'm also going to make a thumbnail image. So now that I've got a thumbnail image, a logo, pack PNG and pack.zip, I'm going to add all my project images to the image folder. So I took some screenshots earlier, let's paste these in and let's name all of these files something sensible. So now that I've named and edited these images to be nice, I'm going to now do the config file. So if I open create.json, this is the config file that is used for uploading the pack. So for the ID, I want to put the ID of the pack. So I'm going to call this legacy ghasts. And then the name is the name as well. So legacy gas again, and then the summary is just the description, the like brief summary that I want for this pack. So I chose this. Bring back the original gas resolution. The description is a list of lines. Each line is a paragraph. So let me delete this one and I'm going to write a new one. There we go, now I've written my description. On to the next settings, Optifine, that's unused for general use, it's only used for my website. Video, this is the YouTube video ID if you have one. GitHub, this is the GitHub repository link if you have one. Version number, that's just the version of the pack, so I'm just going to call this 1.0. And then here we go on the versions. This is the versions of Minecraft that it supports. So at the moment this one's set to type latest, so this will just do the latest game version. But I'm going to do type after for both CurseForge and Modrinth. Planet Minecraft doesn't support type after, so I'm going to leave it on latest. And I'm going to set the version to 1.21.6. So this means that the pack will be 1.21.6 and later. It will show up for every version after that on those platforms. The documentation for this is in the README, so there are other options you can use. There's after, exact, latest, and a range types that you can use. So you can read up about those in the README. For the images, I'm now going to list the images that I have in this folder. So the name here is the name, so I'm just going to call this blue. And now I'm going to call this happy ghast. Description is just a happy ghast in a blue harness, and the file for this one is blue. And I'm going to want this embed true. So if it's set to embed, this means that the image will appear in the description of the project as well as in the project images. If there's no embed, it will only appear in the project images. If featured is set to true, only one of these can have featured. It means the image will be used as the featured image on Modrinth. So when you're in Resource Pack Gallery View on Modrinth, each image has an icon and an image. That means that's the image that's used. So I don't want that for that one. Let me list the other images. I'm going to set this one to be the featured one. Actually, no, I changed my mind. I'm going to set the original one to the featured one. I'm going to set these last two to not be embedded. Once that is done, I can move on to the next section. This is the CurseForge settings. So the main category is 16x and miscellaneous. I'm just going to leave that alone. And there's the license if you want to set that. Planet Minecraft, again, I'm going to leave this basically the same. This modifies not misc, this modifies mob, so I'm going to set that to true. And it doesn't modify models, so I'm going to set that back to 0. You can use false as well, but I chose 0 because it means the true ones stand out more and you can see them quicker at a glance. Now let's add some tags. Now I've added some tags and then we'll go into the Modrinth settings. So again, these are all of the tags that Modrinth supports. If it's a 0, it's off. If it's true, it's enabled. And if it's featured, that means it's a featured tag. You can only have up to 3 of these on Modrinth, so make sure you don't go over that, otherwise it will probably crash. So now that this config file is complete, if I go to the folder, I can run create.bat to create the pack. So you can see here it's going through the CurseForge steps first, it's uploaded the icon, it's made the project itself, and now it's going to start adding all the information to it. So it's uploaded the pack, it's now adding all of the images. You can see it's now gone onto Planet Minecraft, doing its images now. And there we go, it's finished. So if I open this link, for example, you'll see it's a 404, but if I go to the Legacy website, Legacy, then you can see the page. You can't see it on the other site because they don't have this functionality, but on the old website, you can see projects before they are finished. So if I go to the author's dashboard, I should be able to access the project through there. Yeah, I can. There you go. If I open that, here you go. You can see the, if I go to general, you can see here are all of the settings. And there's the description. The image isn't showing up for me because when I'm doing it, it requires the logo to be on my website. As soon as I upload the pack to my website, this logo will start showing. But for you, it shouldn't have that problem. If I go to Planet Minecraft and I go to the content, you can see I've now got Legacy Ghasts in draft state. This is because the packs aren't immediately published on CurseForge and Modrinth. You need to wait for moderator approval. So this is a draft, and then when they're published, you just go in and click Publish Live to make that live. So if I was to go into my profile on Modrinth and scroll to the bottom, you'll see I now have Legacy Ghasts here. Again, the logo is not showing up yet because it's not on my website, but you can see the description is all there and the file is there. So this is the create script. That's how you use the create script for this. So as well as creating new projects, you also want to use this for existing projects. So if I have an existing project that's on like CurseForge and Planet Minecraft, I want to import it into this. So we can do that if we go to the import JSON file in the data folder. And then in here, we need our ID and then all of the information about it. So I'm going to do the entity health bars pack. And I'm going to do that because this project currently is not on Modrinth. So I can use that to show how I can import from CurseForge and Planet Minecraft and then also upload it to Modrinth. This is going to be the slug. The slug is the thing that appears in the URL. So if I go to the resource pack, if I go to the pack page, you'll see in the URL it's entity health bars. So that's what I put there. For the CurseForge ID in the sidebar, you can just copy that by clicking that, and then you paste that up here. And then I go to Planet Minecraft, and if I find the pack, here it is. The slug here again is entity health bars, so that's the same. And to find the ID here, if I click edit page, and then I can copy that from the link there, it's the last numbers. Now this pack isn't on Modrinth yet, but if it was, yep, it's not on here yet. If it was, if you go to the ... here, when you're on a pack page, you can just click copy ID, and then that copies the ID that goes here. But because this isn't on Modrinth yet, I'm just going to put none. So now that that's the import JSON file setup, if I go into the folder and I run import.bat, it's going to fetch all of the information about this project from the different website. It crashed because I can't spell entity health bars. So let's just delete that folder, fix this, and do it again. So now it's going to go and import all of the data from the different websites. It's fully imported it. So if I go into the projects folder and entity health bars, you'll see in here, I got the logo, the pack PNG, and all the images. If I open the config file, If I open the config file, you'll see it's pulled all of the information in. You'll want to go over this and make sure it's all correct. So like here, the images, they don't have proper descriptions, so I'm going to need to add descriptions to them all, and you'll probably want to update the description here as well. So once that is done, you'll see here, I've got the images, and you'll see in the versions, it's got exact 1.19. So this is actually 1.19.2, so let me change it to 1.19.2. And now I need to get this uploaded to Modrinth. So to do that, we're going to use the create script again. So if I go into create.json, let me first copy the ID. If I take the create.json and I go to the top and I put the ID here, and I also need to get the path. And then I'm going to add that to the create folder again. Because this is a project that is already inside this, because this is already inside PackUploader, you'll see here it's in the projects folder. That means we don't need to do anything else in this create folder. All of this is ignored. The only things that are used is pack.zip and create.json. And the only thing that's used in create.json is the ID. Everything else is got from this project.json here. So that means I can now go and run the create.bat. And it's going to create the project on Modrinth. So now that's created, if we go to Modrinth, and we should now see there is entity health bars under review. And if we go to this page, let's make this full screen, you can see it's got the logo, and it's got the YouTube video and all the images. You'll probably notice that if I go to the CurseForge page, this is using the older description. It doesn't match the new formatting, and it's missing the video. So for this, to update a project page, you can use the details script. So if I open details.json in here, let's change this ID to entity health bars. I'm going to set images to true and live to false. The ID here is for the project you want to do, so entity health bars. Images means it's going to re-upload the images. If you only wanted to change the text, you can set that to false and it'll be a lot faster. And live true or false is if the Modrinth page is verified by moderators or not. This is needed because when you make changes to a page, you need to tell it if it's live or not. So if it's true, it's live. If it's false, it's not live. You need this because if you try to update it to true, to live when it's not live, it'll just crash. So that's going to be set to false. The side effect of this is also going to set the Planet Minecraft project to false. So after I do this, I'm just going to need to go in and set the Planet Minecraft one back to live. So once this is done, I can go in to details and run the details bat file. And then you're going to see it's uploading the details. It's removing all the old images, and then it's going to add all the new images. So now it's finished with the images, it's going on to the details themselves. It's doing the descriptions, social media links, and it's finished. So if we go back to CurseForge and we refresh the page, there we go, we see it's now got the video, it's got all the images, and it's got the description in the new formatting. So the final thing is you'll probably want to update your existing project. So if you make a pack update for a new game version, you want to use this to update the version to have the latest pack. So if we go into the data folder, I'm not going to show this one, but I'm going to show you how to do it. If I go into the update folder, there's two files here, pack.zip and update.json. You'd replace the pack.zip with your one for your pack update. And in the update.json, in here, you put the ID of the pack you want to update. You can write your changelog here. You can put \n for new lines. You can put your version number for your pack update, and then the versions list for what Minecraft versions your pack supports. This is the same as in the create.json. When you've done all that, you can go back to the PackUploader and run update.bat, and then that will update the pack on all the different platforms. It will upload the file to both CurseForge and Modrinth, and it will submit an update log to Planet Minecraft. In order to customize the descriptions for the projects, you will want to change the templates that are in this codebase. So if you go to the templates folder, you'll find three files, CurseForge, Modrinth, and Planet Minecraft. Let's open the Modrinth one. So in here, you will see that we have these template tags. These get replaced with the content from the pack. So for example, this description one here will get replaced with the description lines seen here. We can use any property from this config file or from the settings.json template defaults inside these templates. So when you're making your templates, you'll want to write them out, test them, make sure they look good, and then replace the content with the template tags that load the text and stuff that you want to show in the description. You will notice that these ones here have snippets, snippet header, snippet footer. These ones are loaded from the snippets folder. So if I open the snippets folder and then Modrinth, because I'm looking at the Modrinth one. Actually no, this is the CurseForge one. If I open the CurseForge one then and go to the header, This is a snippet that is loaded in to replace that. So all of this replaces this snippet header. So then all of this footer one replaces the snippet footer. And this is because once you make a project, the templates get copied into the project in this templates folder. And that means you can change the templates per project while still having standardized things like a header and footer that don't change per project. If you wanted to make that different per the project as well, of course you can just delete that and then put whatever you want here. These template files, there's 3 of them because each platform has different formatting for how you do the description. So if I go to Modrinth here, if I go to settings, description, you'll see here, this is the content. If I go preview, you can see it, but this is what it looks like on Modrinth. So if you put this side by side with the Modrinth one, you'll see here we've got the center tag at the start, we've got the header, which is the logo, which is here, we've got the summary, which is here, we've got this website line, which is here, and then we've got the YouTube, we've got the YouTube one, which is this video, followed by the description, followed by the images, which are all here, followed by the footer snippet, which is here. So I would recommend that you write it out first, preview it, then copy its parts across into the template files and then replace their content with the tags. If I show the CurseForge one, so CurseForge uses an editor called What You See Is What You Get. You can't use Markdown mode, I haven't supported that, I'm only using this one. So for this, if you click the triple dot and then this source code button, you'll see the source code here for this description. So if you just make your description in here and then click on this button here, you should get the source code for it, and then you can put that straight into your template in here. Or you can use my one as a base and edit that one from there. Finally, for Planet Minecraft, on this one you want to edit the page, you have the description here, and if you click on this button you can see the source code behind that, which is BB code. So you make your description again, open the BB code and copy that into your template. So that is how the templates work for the PackUploader, and that allows you to have standardized descriptions that work for all the projects without needing to write it manually every single time. So this is my PackUploader tool. I hope you find it useful. Thanks for watching.